Argentine humor is exemplified by a number of humorous television programs, film productions, comic strips and other types of media. Everyday humor includes jokes related to recurrent themes, such as jokes at the expense of Galicians called chistes de gallegos, often obscene sex-related jokes, jokes about the English, the Americans, blonde women, dark humor, word and pronunciation games, jokes about Argentines themselves, etc. Television shows. There are and have been many humorous Argentine television shows, of many genres and themes. Many artists focus on political humor. Shows include Cha Cha Cha, Todo por dos pesos, Caiga Quien Caiga, commonly referred to as CQC, El Show de Video Match, etc. Notable television comedians include Juan Verdaguer, Tato Bores, Alberto Olmedo, George Porcel, Antonio Gasler, George Ginsberg, Alfredo Casero, Juan Carlos Mareco, Gianni Lunardi, Guillermo Francella, and most recently, Diego Capuzotto. Many of these and others have also appeared in numerous comedy roles in Argentine cinema, notably Olmedo, Porcel, Francella, Nini Marshall, Luis Sandrini, and Javier Portales. Between the 1960s and the late 1980s, there was an important influence of Uruguayan humorists. Ricardo Espalter, Enrique Almada, Raimundo Soto, Eduardo D'Angelo, Julio Freire, Berugo Carambula, Henny Trails and Gabriela Aca were active in many television programs, such as J. Ujarana, Harper Morpo, Comicala, Hipper Humor, comic strips and comic books. Guino's Mafalda is one of the internationally best-known Argentine comic strips and comic book series. Its humor is related to local and international politics. Caricaturist Andre Cascioli edited and created cover art for one of the nation's longest-running satirical publications, Humor, which ran from 1978 to 1999, and frequently met with censorship. Maitena is another successful comic book writer, dealing with women and family values. Fontana Raza was another famous Argentine cartoonist, known for his comic strip Anodora Pereira featuring a gaucho. See Gataro, Macanudo, Yo, Machas. Literary humor. Humor can be found in the works of some of Argentina's best-known writers. For example, Jorge Luis Borges was known for his dry, sometimes dark, humor. He begins his story, The Dread Redeemer Lazarus Morel, by describing Bartolomé de las Casas as having taken pity on the natives suffering and dying in the mines of the Antilles, thereby leading the Spanish government to relieve the suffering by importing African slaves to suffer and die in the mines of the Antilles. His one-paragraph short story on accuracy in science, probably inspired by a remark of Lewis Carroll's, imagines a map drawn at 1:1 scale, so that it covers the entire country that it illustrates. Borges and another of the country's leading writers, Adolfo Bioy Cáceres, created the pseudonymous H. Bustos Domecq, under whose name they wrote, among other things, comic detective fiction, theater and stand-up comedy. Numerous comedy theater actors earned renown among Argentine audiences over the years, including Florencio Paravicini, José Marón, Pepe Biondi, Nini Marshall, Juan Carlos Altavista, Antonio Gasler, and others. Well-known Argentine stand-up comics include Enrique Pinti and Luis Landraschina. Musical comedy. Established in 1967, Les Luthiers is the nation's best-known musical troupe, and are known for inventing many of their instruments. Midachi, a musical comedy trio established in 1983, was also popular both on stage and on television.